Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another video here on my YouTube channel. Today, we're continuing our 5-year rebuild here in CFB 26. Today, we are doing the Miami, Ohio Redhawks. Now, the reason why we're doing a Miami, Ohio is because they're also ass in real life, but at the same time, they're kind of mid, but they're a favorite I think to win the MAC. I don't know. But the reason why I'm doing them is last year, they were the one and only MAC team I didn't do, and fitting as we already did Kent State and Bowling Green, two other MAC teams this year, might as well just get Miami, Ohio done, out of the way. I can now say I rebuilt the entire MAC. Anyway, with Miami, Ohio, they're 6'7 overall, 66 on the offense, 69 defense. They run the air raid and a base 3-4. Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here is Miami's roster. Dequan Finn, of course, the Toledo quarterback, then transferred to Baylor, and then now he's transferred to Miami, Ohio. We do have Wyatt Quinn, and we have Henry, and we have Thomas. So those, I don't know what we're going to do there. Anyway, Kenny Tracy is our starting running back, followed by Jordan, Borom, and then two freshmen in Crawford and Jones. Fullback, we have none. Receivers, we have Dion, Keith, and Darian, and a bunch of guys. I have no clue who they are. Tight end, we have Grant Leaper and a bunch of guys I do not know. I'm not disrespecting guys. I just don't know, and I don't want to make going over the roster too long. Drew is our starting left tackle, followed by a bunch of other guys. Gregory Smith Jr., starting left guard, and then a bunch of guys there. Chris Manu is our starting center, followed by Aiden. Right guard, we have Austin Uki as our starting right guard, followed by these guys. Peyton Kirkland, I think I've heard of this guy. Maybe he transferred in one of our other videos, but he will be our starting right tackle, followed by a bunch of these guys. Man, Michael Popov, 49 overall. I think you might want to go be an accountant or something. I don't know. Cameron Wilson at the left edge, followed by more guys we don't know. Adam Trick at the right end, followed by more guys. Nazir Washington, Roosevelt, Malachi Clark, I don't know how to try, and William Godvine. I think I've seen him transfer to one of my other teams when I rebuild, but I don't really know him. And then a bunch of these guys here. Oscar Mackwood at the Sam. At Mike, we have Malcolm and Jackson, followed by two other guys. At the Sam, we have Corbin, followed by two other guys. It's the Will. I got that one wrong. Corners, we have none of. Nice. We have barely any depth, with our highest being Luke. Coy Beasley, I think he transferred in one of my other rebuilds. And Tony Coleman Jr. Free safety, we have Eli Blakely, probably our best player on the team. Bunch of other guys. Strong safety, another high-rated player, Silas Waters, followed by these guys. Kicker, we have Dom and Carter as our punter. And yeah, we got to recruit, so let's go recruit. Kyle Sharp, committed. Danny Tias, committed. Dree Algier, committed. George Madu, committed. Ryan Steed, committed. Lane Funk, committed. Lynn Hooks, committed. Micah 8-Man, committed. Eric Steven, committed. Montrell Latimer, committed. Marco Conrad, committed. David Weeks, committed. Josh Katarira, committed. Trey Priester, committed. And ladies and gentlemen, your 2025 Heisman Trophy winner is Zachariah Branch. He had 119 receptions, 1,716 yards, and 20 receiving touchdowns. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be going to the Bahamas Bowl, taking on Western Kentucky. And ladies and gentlemen, we were so close, yet so far, we lose by 1 to Western Kentucky, 16-15 the final. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, here are the year one stats. Finn, 309 for 518, 59% completion percentage, 3,848 yards, 34 tutties, and 13 picks. Rushing, Tracy, 178 for 839, 9 tutties. Finn, 144 for 408. And Brunson, 40 for 153 with 6 tutties. 3 for 3 by Dashon. Receiving, Reynolds, 80 for 1,181, 7 touchdowns. Williamson, 75 for 948, 13 tutties. Delon, 65, 761, 6 tutties. Grant, 39, 510, 3 tutties. Tracy, 28 for 250 with a tutty. Russell, 15 for 137, 2 tutties. Brunson, 6 for 53, 2 tutties. Borum, 1 for 8. Defensively, 78 tackles by Oscar, 68 by Michael. Luke with 6'5". Coy Beasley, 63, 6'1" by Silas and Corbin. 52 by Blakely. 50 by Trick. Washington, 43. Tackles lost 13 by Washington. 11 by Adam and by. 8 by William. 3 by Corbin. 2 by Micah, Silas, Jackson, Cameron, and Mr. Clark. 1 by Oscar and Coy. Sacks, we had 8 by Job, 4.5 by Washington. William with 4. 2 by Adam, 1 by Corbin, half sack by Silas. Interceptions, 3 by Silas, 2 by Micah, 1 by Corbin and Oscar, and Tony Coleman Jr. Year 1, little bit disappointing, but it's all good. Year 2, where we'll be back. And ladies and gentlemen, Oklahoma getting their revenge on the Florida Gators. For that time, they lost to Florida, I believe, with Tim Tebow in the national championship, but Oklahoma gets the revenge 28-13. Well, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of players are leaving us, but we got to convince a few people to stay. Let's hit the portal. Khalil Funches committed. Emmett Mosley V committed. Larry Kahn committed. James Davis committed. Parker Brailsford committed. Bray Hubbard committed. Aiden Hubbard committed. Jalen Slappy committed. Coy Perch committed. Jordan Matthews committed. And ladies and gentlemen, we finished with the 15th best class in the nation. That's the best in the MAC. With all these transfers we added and all this talent, there's no reason we don't win the MAC next year. Come on. Larry Tong committed. Vince Kafaka committed. Jason Windet committed. Carlos Fleming committed. Buck Goldberg committed. Jamar Ozura committed. Bob Sorabron committed. Dante Nowaski committed. And ladies and gentlemen, your 2026 Heisman Trophy winner is Nico Amavila, quarterback of UCLA. He had 2,947 yards, 28 tutties, and a 68% completion percentage. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to the game above Sports Bowl, taking on the Syracuse Orange. And ladies and gentlemen, we get our arse kick 38-13. And ladies and gentlemen, here are the year 2 stats. Brian Steve, 316 for 501, 63% completion percentage, 3,925 yards, 27 tutties, 8 picks. You can take a look at these two guys, but they're not important because Brian Steed is the future. Rushing, Borum, 201 for 633, 17 tutties. Steed, 99 for 176, 4 tutties. Crawford, 27 for 8, 82 yards, 6 tutties. Quinn, 3 for 11. Danny, 3 for 6. How about the receiving? Reynolds, 90 for 1,268, 4 tutties. Danny, 94 for 1,262 yards, 17 tutties. Mosley the fifth, big transfer edition, only had 66 for 786 and 8 tutties. Kind of a little disappointing there by the sim. Brody, 50 for 666, 1 tutty. Borum, 29 for 249. Latimer, 14 for 136 to tutty. Crawford, 5 for 44 with a tutty. And Isom, 1 for 11. How about the defense here? 78 tackles by Eli, 75 for Jordan, along with Bray Hubbard. 73 by Coy, 67 by Coy Perch, Manu with 63, 50 by Evans, and 43 by Aiden Hubbard. Tackles loss, 11 by Job, Hubbard with 10, 9 by Anderson's third, 5 by Eli, 3 by Manu, Beasley, and Marco with 2 apiece, 1 by Hubbard, Evans, Shields, Clark, and William. Sacks, 7 by Kai, Hubbard with 4, and Roosevelt with 4, and 1 by Eli. Interceptions, 5 by Bray Hubbard and Coy, 1 by Coy Beasley, and Evans, and Matthews. After the amazing transfer portal window we had, it was kind of disappointing. We didn't do much with it, but it is what it is. Year 3, let's add in the portal, and maybe year 3 we win the MAC. And ladies and gentlemen, after Oklahoma defeated this team, they come back and they win the Natty over the Heisman-led Nico Amavila UCLA Bruins. Florida beats UCLA 38-23. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Coy Perch going to the draft. Beasley, Reynolds, Evans, and Crawford are going to stay. Kirkland and a few others will be leaving us. So we got to add in the portal. Let's go. William Walker committed. Jamarco D. Sawyer committed. Logan Holland committed. Sean Harper committed. Bryce Jenkins committed. Sheriff Denson committed. Nick DeLoche Jr. committed. Noah King commits. Juan Dam Davis Jr. committed. Jaden Hardy committed. Trey Hartwell committed. Ty Clark III commits. Kevin Adams III committed. And ladies and gentlemen, we had the 29th best class in the nation. That's once again the best in the MAC. I think this year 3 we can win the MAC. Let's go. Paul Malat committed. Zach Felhoco committed. Paul Walters committed. Ben Long committed. Roderick Steven committed. J. Ron Combo, committed. Alex Fort, committed. Robert McMillan, committed. Joey Melvin, committed. Anthony Blair, committed. Daryl Brink, committed. Alex Costello, committed. Taj Marshall, committed. And ladies and gentlemen, we're ranked 18th. We're going to the MAC Championship, taking on Northern Illinois. And ladies and gentlemen, we have won the MAC here in year 3. Casey Myers, committed. And ladies and gentlemen, your 2027 Heisman Trophy winner is Deuce Knight, quarterback of Tennessee. He had 3,865 yards, 38 tutties, and a 71% completion percentage. And ladies and gentlemen, we've made the college football playoff, taking on Bill Belichick in North Carolina. Ladies and gentlemen, we lose 27-3, but we made the playoff. We can build upon that. Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here are the year 3 stats. Brian Steed, 339 for 525, 64% completion percentage, 4,406 yards, 36 tutties, and 5 picks. Rushing, Clark III, 214 for 1,019. 214 for 1,119, 18 tutties. Brian, 120 for 403, 7 tutties. Crawford, 61 for 247, 10 tutties. Hartwell, 5 for 11 with 3 tutties. Reynolds, 2 for 6. Receiving, Keith Reynolds, 90 for 1,279, 14 tutties. Emmett Mosley, the 5th, 85 for 1,108, 8 tutties. Danny, 68 for 994, 7 tutties. Brody, 43 for 562 tutties. Lattimore, 19 for 221, 3 tutties. Clark III, 30 for 206 with a tutty. Crawford, 4 for 38 with a tutty. Defensively, 76 tackles by Coy Beasley, 69 by Khalil, 65 for Kevin Adams. Noah King, 64, 59 by Nick and Jaden Hardy. 58 by Sheriff, 55, 41 for Josh. Tackles loss, 11 by Josh and William with 10 apiece. 7 by Marco and Hommins. 6 by Coy and Bryce Jenkins. 2 by Khalil. Adams the second with 1, along with Noah King, Hardy, and Sheriff, and Delvin Ball. Sacks 5.5 by William with 5, 3 by Marco and Javon, 2 by Bryce and Khalil, 1 by Josh and Coy, half sack by Kevin Adams III. Interceptions, 3 by Kevin Adams III, 1 by Beasley, King, Hardy, and Sheriff, and Nick. We made the playoffs in year 3. We can tell that to the people in the portal and our recruits. Let's get to year 4, and maybe we can do some damage, I guess. I don't know. And ladies and gentlemen, just like the good old days, it was Alabama taking on Clemson, with Clemson winning 45-21. All right, ladies and gentlemen, everybody wanted to leave, but we got majority of our folks to stay with us. Year 4 could be a big year for us. Let's go hit the portal. Matt Outen, committed. Desi Jones, committed. Gerard Smith II, committed. Tavarius Manning, committed. John Darnold, committed. Eugene Brooks, committed. Brennan Brink, committed. Michael Thomas III, committed. Isaiah McMorris, committed. And ladies and gentlemen, we finished with the 14th best class in the nation. That's once again the best in the MAC. I think next year we should win the MAC again and go from there. Justin Dixon, committed. J.P. Vildor, committed. Josh Henderson, committed. Antoni Ecker, committed. Vincent Hawkinson, committed. Austin Sandredge, committed. Amari Wolf, committed. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to the MAC Championship, taking on Ball State. And ladies and gentlemen, we have won the MAC. Let's freaking go. And ladies and gentlemen, for the first time this year in 5-year rebuilds this year, I'm going to read you that. And ladies and gentlemen, for the first time, I believe, in this 5 rebuilds, we have won a Heisman, and it's Brian Steed, our beloved quarterback from the Miami, Ohio. He had 4,700 passing yards, 54 tutties, and a 68% completion percentage. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to the college football playoff, playing on the road, taking on Tennessee. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we were in that game, but in the end, Tennessee kicked a game-winning field goal to win 38-28. And ladies and gentlemen, Brian Steed, the Heisman Trophy winner, this is his final stat line: 379, 551, 68% completion percentage, 4,999 yards, 55 tutties, and 6 picks. He should be staying this year, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Ty Clark, 209 for 992, 13 tutties. Steed, 109 for 379, 3 tutties. Crawford, 57, 226, 8 tutties. Danny, 2 for 7 receiving. Danny, 86 for 1,307, 19 tutties. Montrell, 86 for 1,242, 18 tutties. Desi Jones, 98 for 1,234, 9 tutties. Brody, 47 for 564 tutties. Ty Clark, 392 tutties. Michael Thomas, the third, 17 for 215, 2 tutties. Crawford, 6 for 51 with a tutty. Defensively, 101 tackles by Khalil Functions. Kyle Sharp, 85. Vince, 80. 79 for Coy. 72 by King. Lunk Locumbo with 56, 49 for Fort. Josh with 40. Tackles lost 10 by Javon. Josh with 9, 8 by William. Bryce with 6, 4 by Khalil. And Vince with 4, 3 by Fuller, 2 by Sharp and Marco, and 1 by Gerard Smith. The second sacks, we had 7 by Javon. Josh with 6, 2.5 by William and Bryce, 2 by Vince. Fuller with 1.5, 1 by Funches, Conrad, half sack by Kyle Sharp. 6 interceptions by Coy Beasley, 3 by King, 2 by Funches, Vince, Sharp, and Gerard and Zach, all with 1. Hopefully, not many people leave, and we can push for the Natty in year 5. Ladies and gentlemen, in the end, it was Georgia taking on USC, with Georgia winning 31-27. Quan Dickey committed. Well, ladies and gentlemen, our quarterback is indeed transferring. He's going to go in the 5th round when we could have made him a freaking 1st-round pick. Fucking bullshit, but our other quarterback's leaving because of playing time, but he might have probably played great, just freaking great. Darren Johnson committed. Guess we're running it with Matt Zollers as our quarterback. Ronnie Johnson committed. Juan Chancey committed. Alex Boyce committed. Melvin Wallum committed. Earl Fry commits. Scotty Pitts committed. All right, another quarterback. Emmanuel Tuttle, let's go. Chad Fashanu committed. Mike Talbot committed. Isaac Bowie committed. Chad Sapp committed. Jaquez Joyner committed. Lorenzo Pettigrew committed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we finished with the 19th best class in the nation. Our quarterback may have left, but let's believe, baby. Believe. Year 5 on the horizon. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here is our final roster. Matt Zollers will be the guy leading the battle. It's not the guy from last year, Brian Steed, the Heisman Trophy winner, but he will do. We also have Emmanuel, so, I mean, we could go back and forth, but we're going to go with Matt, our guy. Running back, we got Scotty Pitts, we got Johnson, and we got Randy Johnson. We also have the ace in the hole in Ben Long there. Receivers look very good indeed. How about Lorenzo? 84 speed tight end, followed by Dante, 85 speed. And we also have Mr. Jamar at an 86 speed. So our tight ends are fast. Jamarco Desir is our left tackle. We also have Melvin as backup. I mean, all of our left tackles are an 80. That's good. Left guard, Lane Funk, 87. That's good. We also have this guy, Paul, at an 80. 82, we have Alex. That's great. Also, Enrique, we also got some nice centers there. Paul Walters, we have an 81. We also have an 80 in Eric Steven. A lot of right guards, to be honest. Lane Hooks, I think he was a 5-star. We got him. He's up to a 91. That's great to see. Edge rusher Manning, 83. How about Marco Conrad? I believe now our 2nd player we've gotten the 99. Nico in UCLA, but our first, I think, recruit being 99 in Marco Conrad. I think he was a 5-star, so that's great to see. Josh at an 81 at D-tackle. We also have Chad and Alex, low 70s there. That's kind of sucky. Juan Chancey at the Sam at an 89. We have Khalil Functions at a 90. Trey Peaster at an 81. He has 91 speed at the mic. Vince Kaffa an 87. Linebacking core looks good. The one concerning point is our cornerbacks and our secondary in general. Kyle Sharp's playing up to an 89, 99 speed, but all these guys are in the 70s, but they got someone boost. We'll see what happens there. Jerome Smith, 84, boosted to an 86. And we also have J. Ron, 81, boosted to an 82. So our secondary is probably the weakest part of our team. Tony is up to a 79, and we have Deshaun. So that is our team. It should be good enough to win the MAC. We should be in the playoffs here. The only concerning point is when we play a Georgia or Bama. Auto recruiting on. Let's sim. All right, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, we should be dominant, and we are. We beat Rutgers and Minnesota, and we even beat Memphis, and then we have dominated the MAC. So, we're looking good. We should be competing for the MAC, probably be in the playoff as well. Let's go. And ladies and gentlemen, we are going to the MAC championship. We're ranked 10, but we're playing 24th ranked Buffalo. Let's go. And ladies and gentlemen, we have won the MAC. We're on to the playoffs. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time, I think in these 5 rebuilds, back-to-back Heisman, Matt Zollers comes in after Brian Steed stabs him in the back, and he wins the Heisman. Suck on that, Brian Steed. Now let's win a natty to rub it in that dick's face. And this is probably where the rebuild ends, playing Alabama in the opening round. Fuck. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. It's going to be tough. But we were in Tennessee last year, only lost by 3. Can Matt Zollers stick this to Brian Steed and show him you walk into an SEC place and win it? And can we win a natty? I don't know. I have no hope, but maybe we shock the world. Miami, Ohio Redhawks. If you believe it will happen, here we go. Dude, Matt, it's fucking verticals. Take a timeout, call a timeout, call a fucking timeout, call a timeout, call a timeout, call a timeout. It's not letting me call a timeout. Call timeout! Fuck it. Wouldn't let me call timeout, we're hiking it. Touchdown, let's fucking go. Yeah, I wanted to call timeout. Game won't let me, but we'll take the touchdown. 7-10. 35 seconds, 3 timeouts. Here we go, Zorez. Why? I went to the wrong guy, and it's fucking picked. It's fucking picked. It's fucking picked, and they're gonna... We got one shot at the end zone. If not, we'll take the 3. Touchdown. Holy shit, we're back in this fucking game. I don't know who that receiver is, but he held on the ball. Zorez hands it off. Pitts. Touchdown. We have the lead. Suck on that, Bama. Here we go. 3rd and 7. He fucking threw a... We're restarting. If they score a touchdown, we're restarting. Here we are, 1st and 10 at the 10. Chance to recapture the lead. Pitts, he's got it. Except I ran into the lineman. 2nd and 1 from the 1. Zorez, under center. Hikes it. Touchdown, freaking Miami. All right, we have to go for 2, so that way it's a field goal. Zorez. Pitts in. Let's go. Big 3rd down here. 3rd and 9 at the 33. Zorez. Danny fucking Tice, I love you. 1st and 10 at the 11. A chance to end it. Pitts gets 6. All right, this should put us at the 2-minute timeout. 2nd and 4. No one blocking, but Pitts goes up the middle. He close. 1st and goal at the 1. Zorez takes it himself. Game, set, match. Bama, done. And ladies and gentlemen, we took down Big Bad Alabama because we believe. And we're now in the quarterfinals. Let's freaking go. First Alabama, now freaking Ohio State. They want this video to be over. Well, here we are in the Caesar. Nope, it's the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, home of the Atlanta Falcons, here in Atlanta, Georgia. Listen, it's fucking basically like playing Alabama. Cam Zorez still sticking to that cock. Brian Steed, who knows? You gotta believe, you gotta believe, you gotta believe. If you believe, then your Miami Redhawks, Miami, Ohio Redhawks, will go to the semis. Here we go. Miami, Ohio State. Here we go. 1st and goal at the 9. Chance to take the lead. Hand it off, Pitts. Gain of 3. Playing conservative here. From the 6. Zorez to Pitts. Gonna fall forward for 4 yards. 3rd and goal from the 2. Zorez. Pitt's gonna go out wide. He gets in some way, somehow. 10-7 Miami. 1st and goal from the 1. A chance to take a 10-point lead. Zorez takes it himself. He's in. 17-7. Let's fucking go. 1st and goal at the 4. Chance to go up 24-7. Pitts, he's in. Holy shit, we're beating the piss out of Ohio State. 4th and 4. Big 4-4. 4th and 4. We're going for it. Got him this time. Pettigrew, let's go. I get Pitts, that's game. And ladies and gentlemen, we put belt to ass on Ohio State, and we are now off to the semi-finals. What the fuck? We beat Bama. We beat Ohio State. Is Zorez better than Brian Steed? I don't freaking know, but we're going to the semis. Ladies and gentlemen, will the real Miami please stand up? Please stand up. Please stand up. We will find out at the All-State Sugar Bowl who the real Miami really is. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, at the Caesars Superdome, home of the New Orleans Saints, home of the New Orleans Saints. Will the real Miami please stand up? Please stand up. Miami, We're going to find out if the real Miami's up here in Ohio or down south in South Beach. Who will be the real Miami? Who will book their trip to the national championship? Miami, Ohio, Red Hawk faithful. You believed when we beat Bama. You believe we beat Ohio State. You need to believe now that we are the real Miami and we can put away this fake fucking bullshit Miami, okay? You need to believe. Here we go. Miami, Ohio versus Miami, Florida. Now 2nd and goal from the 6. Here we go, Zorez. Gonna get Fleming for a touchdown. 7-all, baby. 3rd and 16 here we go. Zorez. Fuck! Kick the field goal. 3rd and 6 here. At the 28, Danny. I don't know why I said Danny. No. Oh my God, that was... I don't know how that happened. I don't know how that happened. Caraway, I fucking love you. You can have sex with the hottest girl in Miami. You fucking legend. Pitts, oh my God, he's going to take it to the house. Holy shit, let's go, Pitts. They weren't expecting that, were they? Ladies and gentlemen, Miami, Ohio are now crowned the real Miami. That Miami is a fake Miami. We put them to sleep, and now the real Miami is off to a national championship. Let's freaking go. And ladies and gentlemen, it will be USC. If we somehow win this game, we would have beat the number 2, the number 3, and now the number 4. Here we go, boys. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, here at the Hard Rock Stadium, home to the trash-ass Miami Dolphins, home to that fake Miami that we beat in the semifinals, because we are the real freaking Miami. We crowned ourselves real Miami in the semifinals. Now we have a chance to crown ourselves national championships and making a statement to those fake-ass Miami team. We are the real Miami. Only team stands in the way are the USC Trojans in this annoying-ass song, but you believed we beat Ohio State and Alabama and the fake Miami. You gotta believe now. Stand up, Miami, OHIO, Ohio Redhawks. Let's go. Here we are. 1st and goal at the 1, down 7-zip. Zorez gonna hand it off to Pitts, goes nowhere. Here we go. 2nd and goal now from the 3. Zorez. Hands off. Pitts is going to fight. Touchdown. Miami OHIO. Tie game now at 7. 1st and 10. The clock is running. Zorez. He's got Caraway. And we're going to be at the 14 here. We're going to go a little tempo. And we have a chance to tie things up here before the half. Zorez. Danny, I freaking love this, man. Touchdown, Miami OHIO, tie game. It's now 3rd and 10. This is a big one here. Zorez. Danny over the middle. Let's go. 1st and goal now at the 5. Zorez. Danny fucking catches it like a fucking G. Down 7 now. Need one of these guys to break free. He's going deep. We got him. Lattimore. Touchdown. Let's fucking go. After that big touchdown, we have to go for 2 because we missed the extra point. Here we go. Zorez. Lattimore caught it. 3-point game. Defense, let's go. Here we are. Down 10. 1st and 10. Danny's such a G. All right, at the 12 now. 1st and 10. Zorez. He's got Danny. 1st and goal now at the 2. All right, we need this right now. Zorez. We got it. Defense, please. Funches, come on, make a play. Who wants it? Who wants to make a stop? No, I went the wrong way. No. Holy shit, it's incomplete. Come on. Here we are, 1st and 10, 2 minutes ago at the 34. Field goal ties it, touchdown wins. Zorez hands it off. Pitts going nowhere. All right, 2nd and 9 now. We are going to eat a little clock here. Zorez. He's got fucking Caraway. Big 1st down. We're going to run it, call timeout. All right, at the 36 now. Plenty of time remains. And Pitts is going to get a big run. Let's freaking go. All right, 40 seconds still to go. Plenty of time. We're in field goal range. Guaranteed overtime, but we don't want to play overtime here. Pitts gonna get a run. We'll call timeout eventually. 2nd and 5 at the 14. Zorez over the middle and through the woods. He's got Pettigrew. And now it's 1st and goal. 20 seconds at the 3. Pitts, get in there. He can. Touchdown, Miami, and we have the lead. Let's fucking go! We have done it. The real Miami, the Miami OHIO Redhawks are national champions. We have turned them into a MAC powerhouse. Fuck that guy, Brian Steed, whatever his fucking name is. He sold out. He went to the NFL. Well, we got fucking Matt Zors or Brad Zors, whatever the fuck his name is, and he comes in, wins the fucking Heisman, wins the NAC, and leads Miami OHIO to a national champion. Let's fucking go. Ladies and gentlemen, the real Miami are national champions. Brian C., that fucking cocksucker, left to go to play in the NFL, that loser. But we went out and we got Matt Zorez, and he has led us to a national championship. We have broken so many records in this rebuild. Every time I kept saying fucking record breaker. This team was unstoppable. Best team in MAC. We built them to a MAC powerhouse. And yes, I didn't do Miami, Ohio last year, but I did them this year, and I hope I did you, Miami OHIO Redhawk fans, a great job. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you have enjoyed this video, hit like, hit subscribe. When you guys like subscribe, you guys motivate me to keep doing that. And with that being said, I hope you have a great day or have a great night, depending on when you're watching this video. And I will see you in the next one. Peace. I'm out.